Alright, so here she is. A little exterior review of my 2001 QX4. I've talked about this thing a decent amount already on the driving portion, but I want to kind of give an exterior review. This one is overall in really good shape, as I've kind of already stated. It wasn't the initial color that I would have picked, but because of the shape it was in, inside and out, I decided to go for it. I looked at a couple of others. Actually, they were both black. They both had closer to 200,000 miles, and the condition wasn't even close. I mean, a lot of these SUVs, they got used. That's, what these are for. These weren't saved or necessarily revered as something special. They were used. So this one kind of has stood the test of time. It's not perfect, but it's really nice. It's got about 125K on it now. But a little more history on these. This was Infinity's first entry into the luxury SUV market. This is the first official Infinity SUV altogether. They made this from 97 to 2003. Actually, the 03 models were built in 02 as 03. At that point, it was finished. It was replaced by the FX35, which is also based on the Nissan Murano, which is a CVT style transmission. I think everybody kind of knows the story on those and how they went. But I personally like these better. It's, again, as I said before, solid rear axle design. Classic 4-speed automatic. It was the early generation of the VQ35. Actually, the really early generation of the first. It actually began in about 2000 when they started building that engine, and it's been around for years since in all different iterations. VQ37, the VQ4 liter that you'll find in the Xterra SUVs, the Frontier pickups. Really good engine in my opinion. But overall, as they say, they just don't make them like this anymore. This is unibody construction, but you do have, as I said, solid axle, independent front suspension. You've got a full-time four-wheel drive system. You can either select auto, full low range, or high. So it's a true four-wheel drive. I'll give it a look at the inside. One of the things I'd mentioned on the test drive that I really like about this, that the most of the Pathfinders didn't get, is the electroluminescent gauges. So you saw it was blacked out, and then it lights up. Now the Lexus of this era, even going back into the early 90s, they had this. But a lot of especially the SUV market, they hadn't really seen anything like this yet, and I really think it's unique. The Pathfinder gets a relatively basic, a lot of them the later ones are a white face gauge with just standard analog needles. And again, they look cool, but I just think this is neat how it just blacks out and then lights up. You've also got, I'll start it up. Down here you'll see on the bottom right, there is a little four-wheel drive indicator. So it currently shows two-wheel drive. If you select auto, see all four wheels light up. Now it's going to select four-wheel drive automatically when it detects slip. Now of course you've got 4 high, which also locks the center differential. This is kind of like something that Land Rovers of the era come with as well, and it actually is a really slick system. It engages and disengages really smoothly, and I'm impressed with it. Otherwise, it's pretty standard fare. It does have, all leather seating, and of course it is the tan. This thing is a sea of gold and tan, but of course you got the wood accents. And a lot of these were two-wheel drive. This one was the four-wheel drive version. You can see that's the selector switch there. You've got heated front and rear seats. This one had the classic 6 CD changer option. Overall, in my opinion, really neat. Back seats, really nothing super special. There's the switches for the heated rear seats there. So for the money for something like this, for overall safety, reliability, build quality, this is back when Nissan, I've read a few articles that says that they were losing money on a lot of their vehicles. That seems to be kind of the theory. And that's right about the time Carlos Ghosn took over. And a lot of people know that story. Nissan these days, especially Infiniti, not doing well at all. A lot of their models are, coming up on 10 years of age before a major overhaul. And the Infiniti sales specifically, especially with this recent disaster we've been going through, their sales have just completely tanked. So there's talk about them not lasting much longer in the U.S. especially. So I don't know how true that is, but a lot of people think within 5 years, they'll be gone. So again, kind of makes something like this all that much more rare as to what you would see. Anyways, I'm gonna give you guys a quick outside view. And by the way, I love the 3-spoke wheels. A lot of people hate those. I absolutely love them. And where else do you see a 3-spoke wheel besides maybe an early gen Viper? That's just a quick overview. Feel free to leave any comments. And thank you guys for watching.